Welcome to the Introduction to Microsoft Office Publisher Creating Newsletters, Part 5 of 6 parts, presented by the Fruitland Park Library, narrated by Gloria. Video Index, Creating Newsletters. In order to work along with the tutorial, it may be necessary for you to have two open windows side by side. It does not matter if one window is a website and the other is an application or program. The steps of maximizing or restoring down a window is the same for both. We will be using the website YouTube and Notepad as examples. The opening slides will suggest different methods. Please see slides 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 before continuing with the tutorial. In the upper right corner, there is a Maximize Restore Down button. Restore Down reduces the window to half its size, as you see below. Maximize or Restore Down button becomes a single square. When the window is maximized, it fills the entire screen and the button is a double square. You can adjust the width and height by hovering the cursor on the right, left, top, or bottom edge of the window. The cursor will change from the normal arrow to an arrow with points at each end. You can then resize the window. Arrows are shown in red and blue for better visibility. Arrows will be white on the screen. You can move the window to a new location on the screen by placing the cursor near the top, blue arrow, and holding down the left mouse button. Then drag it to the new location and release the mouse button. If you do not have Microsoft Word on your computer and you are using Windows operating system, you can use Notepad to open two windows side by side. Click on the Windows icon in the lower left corner. Scroll down to Windows Accessories and click. A drop-down menu will open. Click on Notepad. Notepad size can be adjusted just like Word using the same steps. You can also save, open, print, copy, paste, and more using Notepad. After adjusting the first window, open a second window and repeat the steps. As you can see, the second window overlapped the first. Place your cursor near the top of the second window. Cursor should be a white arrow. Hold down the left mouse button and drag the second window off of the first window. The two windows will be side by side, allowing you to follow the instructions in the video. However, using this method will require you at times to use the right side and bottom scroll sliders. A second method is to use the Minimize button, which will drop a window down to the taskbar. Click on it to open it up. Using this method does require you to switch back and forth between the two windows. Just pause the video, minimize the window, and open up the other window. The last suggestion is to take your laptop or smartphone to a library and use one of the library computers. Open the tutorial on the computer or smartphone and use the other to follow along with the tutorial. Creating newsletters. Now that we are familiar with text boxes, changing fonts, layering objects, etc., we are going to learn about newsletters. There are a few questions you should ask yourself before starting. 1. Who is my audience? This will determine what information will be included in the newsletter. 2. What's the purpose of the newsletter? To be a good newsletter, you must have a good purpose. Otherwise, you're just filling up pages. Is the purpose to convey information? If so, what kind? Yard sale? Products? Event? 3. What style or tone do I want in my newsletter? Will it be informative or playful? This will depend on your audience and the purpose of the newsletter. 4. How will I print it and what size paper will I use? Will you print it yourself or have a professional printer print it out? 5. How will I distribute the newsletter? Handouts, email, at a function, or event? Newsletter tips. Except for the logo, only 2 different styles of font should be used. Too many styles makes your newsletter look sloppy. Too much color will also cause the newsletter to look sloppy. Select a color scheme ahead of time. You can use Publishers, Page Design tab, Schemes group. Click on the publisher icon, then click blank 8.5 by 11. Click File. Click New. Click Business. Under Category, click Newsletters. Click Newsletter. It looks like the one below. Click Create. Pages pane. Notice the Pages pane is open and displays all the pre-designed pages of this newsletter. Also notice there appears to be an article already in the newsletter. This text is known as generic text or placeholder text. You will be replacing this text with your own text. This newsletter is a single column. Most newspapers have 2 columns. Click on the newsletter to select it. Drawing Tools Format and Text Box Tools Format tabs are now displayed. 1. Click on the Text Box Tools Format tab. 2. Click Columns and select 2 columns. You may get this message when you click 2 columns. Click Yes. Notice the image of page 1 in the Pages pane also has 2 columns. Newsletter now has 2 columns. Boundaries outline the different text and image boxes. Go to the View tab. Click the Boundaries box. Now click different areas of the newsletter to see the different location of the boxes. Click on the words Your Organization in the upper left corner. Remember View tab, Zoom group, click 100% or zoom higher if the text is too small. Highlight the words and tap Delete. Change the font size to 16. Type in Bookworm. Click the scratch area to clear selection handles. It's easy to change the text. Go to Pages pane and click on pages 2 and 3. Notice the boundaries are marking the boxes. We're going to change the picture on page 3. Select the picture, page 3, left click on it, tap Delete. Your page should look like this. Insert tab, click Pictures, click on a picture you like, click Insert. Adjust picture to fit using selection handles. This concludes the introduction to Microsoft Publisher Creating a Newsletter, Part 5 of 6 parts. Thank you for joining us for Part 5. We hope you enjoyed the tutorial and will be joining us for the remaining Part 6 of Microsoft Publisher. If you have any questions or would like a transcript of this video, please contact me at gterry@mylakelibrary.org or call 352-360-6561.